Hi YouTube. I just wanted to do a quick video. I had a message pop up on the YouTube channel. Some folks asking some questions in regards to the recent Windows 11 announcement that it was going to require something called TPM 2.0 to be installed and enabled on your system to allow you to actually do an upgrade to Windows 11, which is supposed to come out sometime around the end of this year. First of all, I was kind of surprised because I'd never heard of that. I'm not the smartest person, but usually I've built a number of systems where I thought that I knew most of the little acronyms that were floating around out there. In this case, we're talking about TPM, or Trusted Platform Module, which is essentially another level of local encryption security on your system, which is enabled usually either via a firmware or some type of hardware dongle, depending on the type of scenario you might find yourself running into. And this is now going to be a requirement for Windows 11 as of right now, according to Microsoft. And a lot of folks don't even know where that is. I know I was one of them, and to even check and see if their system had it currently enabled. And when I did run it on my system, I'm going to show you the instructions on how I was able to check. I found that my system failed the initial health checker that Microsoft put out to let you know if you could run Windows. But there's a quicker and easier way to do it without having to do any downloads or installs if that's all you're concerned about. In my case, I have a less than a year old CPU, RAM, GPU build, as many of you know, so I had no concerns from a hardware perspective in my mind. But then to find out that I couldn't run it because of TPM, I was kind of caught flat footed. So I wanted to show everybody how they could check that, and it's actually very easy. All you have to do, please excuse the shaky camera work, is hit the Windows key R, which is going to bring up your run prompt, and type in what you see here, tpm.msc. And when you run that, it's going to open up the system trusted platform module information for your system. And what you're looking for is you want to see what you're seeing on this bottom line. You want to see some type of thing showing that you currently have a TPM ready for use, and especially version 2.0. Initially, they told folks that it was 1.2 was the minimum spec. They're now saying that version 2.0 is the requirement. So you need to ensure that your system is able to support or has TPM 2.0 enabled on it to allow you to do the Windows upgrade as of right now. And I'm hoping they will maybe reconsider that, because a lot of us out there are not aware of even what TPM is, just from an average user perspective. And I may be slightly below average, but I think a lot of us have never had to deal with TPM in their day-to-day work or hobby building of their systems. And another key thing is, even if you're fairly confident that your system is already TPM enabled or compliant, if you did a build on your own, in this case I bought my own parts and did this install, by default, in most BIOS settings, TPM is not normally enabled unless you go in there and physically turn on the right switches in your BIOS settings. So I found when I first ran this that I was not compliant, and I was freaking out a little bit. But when I did a little bit of research, I was able to find in my BIOS settings on my MSI motherboard how to enable it. I did a couple of quick switch flips in my BIOS, a quick reboot, and now I'm showing myself as supposedly TPM compliant. And it does now say when I run that system checker that I am able to run or am eligible to support Windows 11 when the time comes. So since then, I've signed up for the insider preview ring, and knock on wood, I'll get a chance to hopefully get some install of Windows 11 as these different versions come out, and maybe be able to show a little bit of it and hopefully answer some questions. But again, this is just a quick and easy way for somebody to go in there and very quickly see if their system is already TPM 2.0 installed, or compliant rather. And I'll do a follow-up video here in the next few days just to show you how I enabled those settings in my MSI BIOS. And chances are the vocabulary and the terms and how I got there and was able to enable it will probably apply to other manufacturers out there in some similar way. I'm sure Asus has terminology and setting blocks that are similar to what I'll show you on the MSI. So you should have a fairly good chance of being able to get in there and enable TPM on your own with little to no effort. So if there's any questions or anything I can try to do to help you do some more research on this, I'll try my hardest to answer your questions. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.